Hello, this is Camaxide. It's time for Map 3 Teleportation Lab. The hell spawns are still portaling in on Earth, even though you close the very gates to hell. They must be teleporting to the abandoned teleportation lab, which is still connected to Mars. You head for the lab to shut down the portals. So basically, in Doom 2, you shut down the gates to hell by defeating the icon of sin. But on Mars, there is still a gate to hell, and because there is teleportation centers both on Mars and Earth, and they are connected together, the hell spawns on Mars are able to reach Earth through there. We start this level by getting into a central room where you have 3 directions you can go. Where you need a key for 2 of them. And you will see that this place has many teleports, because we are in the teleportation center. I will actually start talking about this weapon, this rifle right here. This is a weapon you can get in Doom 3. The thing is, and I was thinking really hard on this, whether or not I should keep it as it is today. But I was opting for keeping it like this, and it will bother a few people. The thing is, this weapon you see right here, while you are on map 3, which is the level we're on right now, you cannot get this weapon. You cannot pick this up right now. You cannot get to the room behind here. You see there's a teleportation pad and there's a door. You can pick up this weapon, but not on this level. So the thing here is, you get to see this weapon right now, but further into the playthrough, you will get to the Mars Teleportation Center. And when you are on Mars Teleportation Center, which is map 9, you will be able to teleport all the way back here. And you will get to a teleport on the other side of that door. You will then be able to go in here, pick that up, and look into this room, and then you will teleport right back to map 9. The thing is, a lot of people might really want this gun when they see it, right? Which basically is what I wanted. But the problem is, some people might be hesitant to continue on without it, right? They want to get everything, they want to find everything, and they're obsessed with getting this. And maybe they spend 2 hours, 3 hours trying desperately to get this weapon, whereas it's not possible without them knowing. So I was thinking long and hard about whether or not I should keep that there or if I should change this completely. But the thing, when you get to map 9, when you find the secret there, you're able to go all the way back here and get that weapon, finally get that weapon. The feeling of that was so nice that I really wanted to keep that in. So that's the reason I haven't changed things up with that. So yeah, you will be able to get it, just not now. Okay, so this room is interesting. You see it has a lot of teleports in it. Then you have 2 switches here. One on this side, which opens this door, and then tada, obviously this opens that door. We'll go in here first and get a few more shells, which is going to come in handy. You see these bars blocking off the room down there. I'll show you how to get that one. And then there is a switch to a lift. You might remember on the second map, this is the third map, on the second map in the very beginning when you picked up this pistol, there was a switch behind the counter and you had to shoot it. But I wanted to make sure that you learn that you have to shoot these switches. So when you get to this place, there is no way to trigger this elevator back down. There is no way to open any of these. You did get a clip right here in case you had run out of them. And the only way to proceed is through shooting this switch. So that will rise the bars and you will be able to proceed. Now, let's say you anyway didn't understand that, or you simply tried to shoot all the blue lights here with the bullets you got and somehow you managed to waste all your bullets and you're stuck. Well, if you stand here for a little while, the bars will open regardless of whether you shoot it or not, as a safeguard. But I wanted to make sure people learn about these switches, because in Doom 3 there will be many places where you have switches that you can shoot to activate things. Obviously you cannot shoot all switches, but many of them, especially if they look and have the design like this, they often can be shot. Now we can jump down here to reach the inner part of this room. But before that I will go over here and hit the USC part of the wall. Now we get into a technical room and we can jump down here. And that gets us behind these bars that we saw earlier. And here we also get shotgun shells and this switch in order to get back up. And now we do have to backtrack, back up the lift. And then we can make the jump. As we make that jump, we will trigger all these teleports. And I will show you, I will try at least to show you what happens if we are able to kill off all these imps pretty quick. Okay, this is time for chainsaw. I might not be able to now, let's see. No, I wasn't able to. Okay. So if I had been able to kill off that last imp before the key got all the way down, and that one obviously, then that would have given me an achievement. So there are several places in Doom 3 where you have different achievements and unlocks you can get, and you just have to try your way and find them basically. I will use some of my bullets to take out him. I like to kill all the monsters. It's not something you have to do. You don't have to kill him. But I like to. So now we only have a couple of shells left. So the blue key that lowered here, you have to wait inside this room until it lowers before you can pick up the key and open these 4 doors again. So this is like a combat area that you are forced into. The moment you jump into this zone, you activate all the demons teleporting into this room. Now when you have the blue key, you can get over here. And here you see you have one of these PDA save points. So now we played for 9 minutes and we get the first save. If you want, you can also just go in here and you can manually save the game. There's nothing bad happening from that. You can do that as much as you like. There's no penalties for doing so. So basically the save point system is for those who really like to have checkpoints where you have to really care about how you perform. If you are low on health, you will end up having a cliffhanger. You have to hang in there and manage to get on to the next area, right? Whereas the moment you can just save and load, you kind of stop caring what you perform like, because there is no real punishment from failing. So that's why I have that included for those who like it. And that's probably not the best use of the chainsaw, since I only have 34 gas left. So now we get to a room that is a little bit tricky when you haven't been here before. It has a lot of monsters in it, sneaking up from different places. And especially all these shotgun guys, they can really deal a lot of damage to you. And you see that here we have a female sergeant. Now, this one, they're basically like a weaker version of the normal zombie man. So the zombie woman is a weaker version of the zombie man, whereas the female sergeant is a stronger version of the male sergeant. She comes with armor, and just like the chain gunner, she has only a pistol, but she will lock onto you whenever she starts firing, and you have to block line of sight in order to get her to stop shooting. So she can be really tricky in right situations, and you have to be careful not to get locked on. Now, you can lower these by pressing on the ends of them, and there is health on top of this one, so it's a good thing to bring it down instead of having to go all the way up there and jump down on the side. There's a health in here as well. And then you go in here and bring this down. So now we have some shells again. I like to make sure I have things reloaded. And this switch, you heard the door open in this direction. This switch opens the door that was back here, with the sergeant behind it. And if you look at this room right now, and you remember what it looks like, this hallway, because as we progress now, something's gonna happen in this area. And here we get to the next PDA save point, and now we see we play for 12 minutes, so there's only like 3 or 4 minutes since the last save point. So with max PDA save points selected, you do get quite a lot of these. But if you hate replaying when you die, then this might be a good idea still. So you see these lights here? Well, they light up the room a little bit, but it's also showing that there is a secret here. You don't see it on the map, but it's there. Instead of going down there, I will show you the tricky part about this room. You see there's a lot of windows here. And of course there are bad guys behind them. And if you don't take care of them, they might be shooting at you from all different angles as you run through this room. So it's a good idea to clear as much as you can of that from the start. And you saw that we killed off one guy down here. That's why I wanted to do this before I go down here, because this is a secret area. I can go and get his shotgun shell. Whenever you can kill a monster like that, which drops ammo or a weapon in Doom 3 mod, you can get to that location. there will never be bars with someone behind it that you cannot reach. So these bars you cannot get behind, but there is no one dropping ammo here, there's just an imp. That's a good thing to remember. If there's something behind the bar like ammo, even if it was dropped by a monster, it means you can get there. And here's one of the female sergeants. It's good to make sure that she cannot lock onto you. Again, there's a lot of lights here. You can lower this one to get down to the area right here, because, like I mentioned, here you kill the guy with a shotgun, and then you can get to that shotgun. This is a health pickup. You see I have 85% health now. This is like one of these health vials, it's just that this one gives you 25 health rather than the one that you get from a health vial. So it brings you above your maximum normal health. We have the red keycard over there, and if you press this button, we will lower it. And as we move over and we pick up that keycard, there will be an earthquake and things happening. You probably heard that there were things happening out in the hallway. And when we get back here, we will see that this hallway has collapsed. And down here is an area where you have hell again. So basically, this hallway has collapsed into this dimension of hell. When we get here, you can go to this checkpoint again. Now we're at 16 minutes. From 9 minutes to 16, there was already 2 new checkpoints. And we can go all the way over here if we don't want to step in the lava. Now, the lava here is made using a liquid pack that you find on ModDB. You can check the documentation that comes with Doom 3 for that. He's working right now on a version 7 of this. I believe I used 6.8 in this mod, and then I have made adjustments and modifications to it to fit my needs. But when he released that, I hope to implement some of his new features into a new version of Doom 3. So we'll see about that. When you pick up this, you will meet 2 Caco demons, which is pretty strong foes when you only have a pistol and a shotgun so far. And you see that I eat through my ammo pretty quick here. So I will help out a little bit with the shotgun. There we go. And you see down on the right hand side it says suit 28, 27, and you also see on the upper right hand side I have a counter for the suit. So you need to have a suit in order to step in the fire without taking damage. It's like the environmental suit, it's just you can now keep track of how long you have left of it. You see it's about to run out, and here is a new one, so I pick up that one. Actually out of bullets, but I do have quite a lot of shotgun shells left. But just in case, I'm going to start moving over a little bit. Here is another suit for me. Like now I have plenty of space. I have control over my surroundings, so then I think it's pretty alright to use a knife. Save all my ammo, including the gas, since I don't feel like I need to use it. It takes a little more time, but pays off in the end. You end up being able to run out of here with a little more ammo. Now I actually start to get quite a lot of ammo. You see this blue and red dot? We're about to enter a labyrinth. So this thing right here is the beginning of a larger labyrinth. And this is the starting and the ending point. As you get to a certain length into the labyrinth, there will actually be a map displayed right here. Other than that, you see that you have these two differences in the textures. If you attack this one, you will open this small room where you get some armor pickups. Actually, I can explain it right now. You can see that I have a green armor now down on the right hand side by the armor. It displays what kind of armor I have. If it's the green armor, the blue armor, and there's also possible to get different colors there. But I've made some changes to it where if you, for instance, have 250 green armor and then you pick up a blue armor, then that will convert your 250 green armor into 250 blue armor. Whereas in regular Doom, which is capped at 200, you couldn't even pick up a blue armor if you had 200 green. And there are some areas that leads to nothing. Obviously, it's a labyrinth, so it's made to make you a little lost. And now you can actually see down on the left-hand side where we entered this labyrinth that there is a map on the ground there. So you can actually use that to figure out where you want to go. I can show you just for fun. This is the way back out. Now you have this map on the ground. And you can use that to find your way if you're actually lost. The reason that I chose to design this labyrinth the way it is, where everything looks the same, it's all angular, it's basically because that's the best way to get you lost. If you are in one of these mirror mazes or hedge mazes or whatever, typically everything will look the same, because then you are not able to separate where you are. The part we are in right now, where everything went black, if you don't have the epileptic friendly mode on, everything right now would have been strobing. And in my opinion, this room and this maze is the most tiring part of this level, and maybe of the whole mod when it comes to the strobing. I always love when I'm done with this labyrinth and I get out on the other hand, because it's so tiring on the senses to have that constant flashing. And I love and I hate it. I like that I get to a place where I just have to focus so much, but I'm really happy when I'm done with it. I can relax when I get out on the other side. So in here, this is a path that doesn't lead anywhere except it goes to this plushie. So here you find the plushie for this one. And then you get to the next checkpoint. And now you see we are on 24 minutes. And if I had been playing now on one of the 4 easiest difficulties, the ones with the picture of a shotgun next to it, then we wouldn't have gotten a super shotgun right here as we exit this labyrinth. But because we are playing on the hard difficulties, there is no super shotgun waiting for us. So we'll just have to continue on with our regular shotgun. So that pillar actually has lowered because we have been in here. So when we get out, this has lowered and we get a new suit as well as the fight. And then we get another one. When we enter this area, we will raise the wall over there. We will get 2 specters going after us, as well as some ammo over there. And here is another suit. And some ammo. Yeah, then we have the last little bit. We can have some infighting between them. I like to invite some infighting when I can. Going on the other side of the imp will help him, so that he will likely stop and get more time. Because the demon has really short range. He really struggles to bite the imp. So let's help him out a little bit. And I can just stab the pinky as well. And then we are at 26 minutes and we get another save point. And then these bars raise up and traps us inside of this marble fortress that I call it. We get enough health that we should probably get filled up, and we get some ammo. Stepping on top of that plate will bring down these bars over here. And actually I'm gonna let all of these run around for a little bit, because as the Mancubus comes out, he can help us kill off all the other monsters. He's pretty much like a boss, considering what kind of weapons we have so far, right? Let's see if we can get him to shoot all of these demons as well. That's good. Now they will be fed up with him. And I can trigger these two, bring up these stairs. There's a lot of switches here. You have to walk around and trigger all these switches. While trying to avoid as many of these shots as you can. Now might be time to put him down soon. And the more things you trigger here, the more monsters you will have coming after you. So as time moves, you will end up having these cacodemons, and some lost souls will be coming, which makes for an interesting fight in here. I actually trapped the demon up on the lift. And now we got also the lost souls coming after us. And finally we get the Revenant coming up with the key. I like to use these bars right here as cover. Just important to not get trapped by one of the other monsters while doing so. by picking up this key, we also lowered this bar again. And yeah, like I did right now, you can actually take damage from all of these flying fireballs. By pressing the last button over there, we did raise up this part right here. That was part of the lava before, which brings up over to that secret area over there. There are 2 secrets here, or 2 collectibles. Don't want to pick that up since I have 99 health. You see over there is one cyber doll on the side over there. So you can smash him from here. And then you will notice that there's a drawing down there on the marble piece coming out. This is my drawing for this specific room. So then we only have one drawing left on this level. And I'll try to remember where that is. I sometimes will forget where a specific item is. There are quite a lot of hours needed to undergo one single playthrough of the Doom 3 mod, so there is a lot. So I'm likely not gonna end up remembering picking up everything. When you were up here, you saw there was one rocket on top of here. And if you just jump down on the ground here, you will never be able to pick up that rocket because it's on top of that brick. Now, by making the leap from the top down and land on top of that brick, you can pick up the rocket. And by doing so, you also lower the wall inside the cave that lets you get the rocket launcher, which I just picked up here. So that's how you get it. And you see that these bricks is the remaining or missing bricks from this wall. So it's been knocked out, which is something that's happened while you are down in the hellscape. And you notice that now we had monsters also up in these windows, which we didn't have before. And now we can also reach that area through here. There is the last drawing. This is a collection of drawings for different parts of this level. On top here now is where we had on the left hand side the weapon that you will be able to come back and pick up later. Then we have the maze and some other rooms here that we haven't been to yet. So we'll keep moving. I do hope that I will be getting some more health. I don't think I picked up all the health just yet, have I? Well, actually, maybe I have for this part of the level. You can jump down here again, but then you would originally have to backtrack and do all this hell all over again. But if you do, you will have a teleport that has opened right here that allows you to get to this part. Because now you have spent all the suits that you got, the environment suit, so rather than getting trapped and having to die, I like to make sure that you're not ever truly getting trapped. So I'll pick this up now, even if it doesn't bring me above max health. And if you look at this piece, you can press that and you can go in here and get to where she dropped her ammo. And you probably noticed there was these armor shards laying there. They will give you 5 armor per piece, whereas the regular Doom helmets only give you 1. And now we're back to this room that we saw on the drawing. And because we have now gotten the red key, we can open these bars. Press this button, which will raise up these stairs. And this is one of these switches where you need 2 people to trigger it. But you can just do it one by one. And as we enter this, we will teleport just over there. But you will see that something has happened. This is actually us. You shouldn't shoot that entity because that is you. You will actually take damage. We can actually stab me once just to show it. So you shouldn't try that. As you enter this teleport, something bad happened. You shorted out the entire teleportation center, which is why there are no normal lights anymore, just safety lights. And that has also made it impossible to reach some part of this level. When you get to this room, you see there are 3 teleport places like this. If you trigger this one and attack it, you will get the soul spear behind it. And over here we reach the first chain gunner, you see, and you can get to him from this location. Make sure that he doesn't lock onto you. And then you can jump down, because then these guys will have to go all the way down to reach you. The tricky part in this room is to make sure that you close off the angles. There's a lot of hit scanners, and you want to make sure that they cannot get a lock on you. So now we get to the chain gun. As we pick up this, we will also trigger a lot of new monsters. When I was down in the labyrinth, you probably noticed I used a lot of the chainsaw. I like to spend a lot of my chainsaw down there to quickly get through that part. I actually forgot to press the switch because so much happened. When we got up here, you had this switch, and that will lift that center part. Now we still have quite a lot of ammo. Since I play on the difficulty that I am, I don't have to do a lot of infighting. I don't have to rely a lot on hitting imps, for instance. And when you pick up this key, you will trigger the Revenant. And it can be a good idea to just bring him up here and have him shoot his rockets in the back of these imps, for instance. And then if we go down into the room that he came out of, there is a little more ammo. If you look now on my ammo, you'll notice that it's yellow. That's because I'm playing with the boom colors. If you go into the options, on the Doom 3 options, and you go to the HUD options, you will see here you have the use boom HUD colors. If you turn that off, you will see that you get all red original Doom colors on the HUD. But I like to have these boom colors on, and it shows the status basically. Like if you have a high health, it will be green. It will turn to yellow when you go lower, and then red as you are on a critical health. So I like to have that on. You can choose whatever you like. And then as we open the last door with yellow keycard, there is also a last checkpoint. Now we're on 39 minutes in, and this room can be a little tricky when you haven't played it before. There are a lot of hit scanners here. And actually the chain gun is really good here because every time you fire it lights up the whole room. So when you shoot you are able to see where the monsters are. I did pick up Berserk, which also helps us being able to hit all the monsters. As long as there's imps, I will be using my Berserk. The Berserk also works on the knife, just as it does on the fist. It's good to first finish off the hit scanners, because they can hit you from all across the room without you being able to react to it. And then we have a small corridor going through here with a little health in it. And then we get to this last button. This says exit of the outer part. When you get to this part, it's time to backtrack if you do want to get everything. This map is a little different because the event where you teleported and duplicated yourself, basically made a clone of yourself, that moment does change the level up. So when you have done that, you will no longer be able to go down into the hell area. Which means you can no longer get the Cyberdoll plushie and the last drawing. So basically, when you reach a certain area of the level, there is no going back. This is very rare in Doom 3 mod. I believe there's 2 levels where this can happen, where you might get to a situation where you cannot backtrack. 3 actually, because you can destroy things that is necessary to get on, things like that. But for the most part you will be able to backtrack to get everything. So now we have 3 cybers, 3 plushies and 6 drawings. And actually we are 1 secret short. And let's see if I remember what that secret is. Because there is a chance now that that is a secret that is in the place before we teleported. And if it is, well, then we just cannot get there anymore. And I'm pretty sure that that secret is from before I teleported. I don't remember right now where that secret is, or else I would probably have remembered to pick it up. It seems for this level, we will just have to finish the level with 90% secrets. I'm not sure if you remember, but previous times when we saw this map right here, there was smoke coming out of the chimney on the factory here. This is the power plant, which is the next level we're going to. But when we messed up in the teleportation center, we shorted out the whole thing and we shut down the power plant in the process. So that's why there is no smoke coming out of the chimney right now. But we have to fix that. For the next level, it says that your teleportation shorted out the entire power grid, leaving your copy intact. What if the demons find a way to clone like this? You head for the power plant to get the power back, so you can go to Mars. You need to activate the water cooling and the fuel supply before you can turn the power on. That's it for this video. See you in the next one.